to the cloud. Okay, got the recording going. We are online. Okay. So sit however it's comfortable for you. Cross your legs, whichever position is comfortable right now. Remember, I'm going to keep switching the cross. Try to sit on something higher if you need to. Even up to a chair will be perfectly fine if you need to do that. Then find the tip of your sit bones, stack the ribs over the pelvis, and then bring your head in a little bit so you feel like your head is right in the center of your rib cage. And then relax your hands on your lap, roll the shoulders, lengthen the whole back of the body, and breathe. Belly if you need to first, and then expand the ribs back, side, and front on the breath out. If you're ready to activate the pelvic floor, go for it. If not, just pull the abdominals in and hug your rib cage. Let me see the time so we can go for a good hour. So breathe in. If you're happy with just doing your lateral breathing on the ribs, just go back, side, and up. Your torso can fill here as well, and then pull the pelvic floor. Pubic bone to tailbone, sit bones together, lift. And remember to find the activation on both sides of the abdominal wall. Keep lifting the abdominals and then you hug your hip bones and your ribs together. Okay? Breathing, activating. Try to keep lengthening the spine as you breathe in. Activate from the pelvic floor. So what helps me activate evenly is trying to feel that I'm pulling both sit bones up. So if I feel I'm pulling both sit bones up, I try to get the activation on both sides. Okay, but don't forget the connection of the pubic bone back to the tailbone as well. So when you're ready, when you're done with this breath, let's go ahead and cross the leg the other direction and then try to do the same thing, about 3 to 4 breaths. Remember to try to make the breath softer and deeper. Blowing a candle about 5 to 6 meters away from you with pursed lips. Nice long breaths in and out. Find that length of the breath to be the same as best as you can on the in and out. Nice and long. Good. Let's add the arms to this. Mobilizing, breathing in up to the ceiling. Breathing out, bringing it down. And again, as we're moving up and down, we're keeping the ribs stable. We're moving from that outer arm, trying not to get that upper shoulder to go up with you. Just try to open as if you have wings and you're opening the wings out and down. And no movement except on that scapula and shoulder. Try to open up that rib cage even more when the ribs are up here and out. Last one. And then we're going to bring the hands to the knees and we're going to try to, on the breath in, try to send your breath to the back of your back. Expanding and stretching, breathe out. Just come back to center and try to lower the shoulder and lift the chest. Breathe into your back, not the belly. And lift that rib cage. Hold on to your knee and stretch that whole back. Really feel it opening. Breathe out. Hold the abdominals a little bit. Squeeze that upper back and lift the rib cage and the chest only, without the lower back really going to extension. So I'm breathing into my back and I'm opening. I'm pushing back and try to release all those muscles. Relax the head. Stay here and give me 2 breaths to your back. Opening it up. So you should see that my back is expanding with my breath in. I breathe out, scoop the belly and lift. Very gently breathe in. And out. And I'm trying to expand my back and then come in again. Hold that lower abdominal so you can drop the shoulders. Lift that chest. And give it to me one more time. Breathe in. Hold it here. You should feel all of this stretching. Send that breath all the way up there, between the scapulas and to your upper shoulders. Pull the belly, lift. Last one. Good, and then come back. Lower the scapulas, hold the abdominals, lift the rib cage up off the pelvis and up. Nice. I hope you felt that stretch on the back. Yeah, good. Let's take your left arm up. Sorry, my arm is off the screen. Lock the elbows so we're not like this. We're really reaching. Drop the pelvis. Connect the front and the back of the body. So imagine you're inside the toaster, hot in front, hot in the back. Keep lifting. Lift this rib cage and go up and over without dropping the side. Hold and breathe here. 3 breaths. Open up. Lengthen more. Breathe out. Lift and shift. Okay, this arm can be here for support. Don't lean into it. If anything, push away from it a little bit. Open up, lock that elbow, go to the side. So we have that space on the shoulder and you're moving from the wings all the way as far as you can, lifting, 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 and then we come back. Roll the shoulders, release. Other side. So anchor this, lift and lengthen. So we're pulling the ribs up away. Breathe out, shift the body, stay lifted through that rib cage, lock the elbows, open up the shoulders, breathe to the ribs, open it up. Oh, breathe out, lift and shift. Anchor this sit bone. Watch the shoulder, yeah? Don't lift from here. So open up a little bit more. So then if you need to bring your arm forward a little bit, that's fine, yeah? If the arm needs to be here and not here, that's totally fine. So we're not pinching the shoulders. This is probably number 3. Come all the way up and down and roll the shoulders again. Good, side to side with the neck, very gently. So in the course, I'm seeing all the fascia attachments go side to side between the muscles. And it's really important to get the muscles gliding and moving and release that tight fascia. Yeah, so the breath plus the movement helps us do that a lot. Okay, so are we kind of released in the back? We should be a little bit better. Let's go into our backs. Let's start the core activation. So we're going to lay down. If you need anything under your head, grab pillow, mats, towel. Knees bent, toes forward, hands behind the thighs, scoop the abdominals. Let's roll down. Bring the heels closer to you as far as you need to. Good. So I'm not in line with the mat. I don't know if that bothers some people sometimes. Okay, let's breathe into the back and side of the ribs here. And try to push the rib cage into the mat as you breathe in. Shoulders and scapulas reaching down. For those with tight shoulder and neck, let's bend that elbow a little bit to give you some opening. Also, if you have something under your head, it's really going to help. So I want you to really find that breath to the back of the rib cage. Opening wide and then activate core. If we don't know, we're not sure that we're sinking the abdominals, take those fingers inside the hip bones and make sure, so we're making sure that when you're breathing in, the back of the ribs is gently pressing into the back of the mat. On the breath out, pull the pelvic floor first and make sure when you're hollowing the abdominals, you're pulling the abdominals away from your fingers, not into. Then you lift them and you hug those ribs gently. Breathe in, back to the ribs. Expand sideways, breathe out, hollow. And keep that rib cage pressing down, reaching down to the pelvis. 2 more. Last one. Go deep, ladies. Fog that mirror in the ceiling. Hands on the floor. Let's do our imprint. Breathe out, imprint. So hollow and scoop and lift those abdominals. Go in there and scoop it. Breathe in, keep the ribs stable and arch. Every time I do my first arch, my whole SI joint is like crack, crack, crack. Very uncomfortable. The more I do it, the more it kind of releases it. Breathe out, scoop and imprint. Breathe in, lengthen and reach. Remember not to use your butt. Use the deep abdominals to give you that imprint. Breathe in, keep the ribcage still, and reach forward. Scoop and lift, connect to that rib cage. Keep the rib connected down and lengthen that lower back and the tailbone and the sit bones. Then you arch. Give me 3 more. Find the lengthening before you move. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Woo, no more cracking on my outside joint. Feels better. Nice and smooth glides through everything. Hold it. Let's do the side to side we did last time and activate the side abdominals and the glutes. So keep the pelvis lengthened. I'm going to first lift my glutes that's close to you. So I lengthen it first. I squeeze that glute and I rotate my pelvis as if I have a bowl of water and I'm spilling water to the other side. My back stays lengthened. And I'm pulling the other side down, bring it down. Other side, I lengthen, I squeeze, I lift the other side. Look at my ribs, doesn't move. I lift, at the same time I press this down and down. So I'm rotating the pelvis on its axis. The knees and the ribs are not following. First lengthen on the breath in. Breathe out, squeeze the glutes. Keep lengthening, lift. So if you want to lengthen to the thigh, the back of the body, do that. And then lengthen the opposite side, squeeze, lift. So my opposite side is the one for me that tends to grip and pull up. So I have to do an extra effort and I use my hand to push down to help me do that. Okay, so the tighter side, you want to help it with the hand. So when you go up, the waist doesn't climb up. It needs to stay away from the pelvis. All right, give me 3 to 4 more depending on where you're going with this. I'm lengthening through the back of my body, then my butt, then my sit bone. That's what helps me lengthen from the back of my body. Last one for me. Even it out if you need to. And down. Good. Let's do 2 through 3 circles each direction to release the whole pelvis. Imprint. I'm going to start rotation towards you. So I'm going to roll my pelvis to this hip bone, drop it. Arch my back and dip the pelvic floor forward, the pelvis forward. Rotate to the opposite side and come back in. So remember that imagery of a round dessert plate on the back of your pelvis. Try to touch the rim of the plate with the outside most part of the pelvis. Breathe out to imprint. Breathe in to go to the side and arch forward. Breathe out, scoop the abdominals from the opposite side, lift it, imprint, and come back to center. Breathe in, we're arching, so we're working the back to go forward and center. We're using the abdominals to scoop and round to the side and back. When you're ready to reverse, breathe in, go to the other side, breathing in and forward. Breathe out, scoop, lift, and round. Give me 1 or 2 more. So the weaker side, you're going to have a much harder time scooping and lifting. So work that side to make sure that core gets active. Last one. Release the pelvis. Try to find your neutral. Tailbone, sacrum really nice and anchored on the ground. Low back hovering, ribs mounted. Give me 1 or 2 breaths to stabilize this. Hold that core stable and then start floating the leg on the breath in. Breathe out, first activate the core, hug everything, stabilize, relax. So remember on these, we're trying to keep the hip flexors nice and soft. The leg is moving only as far back as your pelvis does not tip and you imprint that low back on the ground. Then you really activate that core deeply before the leg goes down. Okay, this is getting the core active and getting the lumbopelvic activation going. So try to work. This is the most important part of the day, to get everything really loose and really active. Get that hip bone activation, hugging. Good. So I'm going to end with the leg away from you. I started with the leg close to you. Very good. Nice job. Let's add our crunches from now. So arms to ceiling or supporting the head or next to your hips, whatever your arm and shoulder can do today. Okay, I'm going to start up to the ceiling to warm up my shoulder joint. Shoulders nice and wide. Before we go, tuck your chin in to lengthen the back of the neck and head as much as you can. Remember, we have that soft peach between the chin and the chest. Hold it. Breathe out, keeping neutral. Activate the deep core. Then start rolling the head. Press the back of the ribs into the mat. Continue that neutral working and just that upper part of the body crunching you up. Bring the arms down to the hips and open up the chest and shoulders. Glide the scapulas down. Good. Let's just squeeze your scapulas a little bit more. Good. Roll down nice and controlled. Reverse it. Keep the connection of the abdominals with the pelvis. Come down as soft as you can. For those of you who want greater shoulder mobility, you can go a little bit higher. Just make sure you don't pop the ribs. And then again, we always breathe in to correct the head. Breathe out, scoop the belly, and make sure you're hollowing, not pushing it to the ceiling. Pubic bone entered, tailbone reaching forward, and crunch just through that upper body. Come down nice and controlled, and the arm goes only as far back as you need that mobility without popping the ribs. And go. Scoop the belly, hollow abdominals. Activate that tailbone on the floor and just move the back of the ribs, press it even deeper. Hold it here. Can you feel both sides of the abdominals working? Good. If not, the weaker side, scoop it more, lift more until you feel it almost as even or as even as the other side. Go down nice and slow. Find that connection and that even work from both sides. Keep going. Scoop the abdominals, tailbone heavy. Keep the pelvis neutral. Scoop, 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 scoop. Push the back of the ribs, come up a little bit more. Keep activating the weaker side. When you find that even work, come down and slow. Good. Give me two more. So activate the weaker side even before you come up. Good. All right, let's add 4 marches to this. So breathe out, crunch and march without changing the position of the pelvis and the low back. Don't imprint if you can. If you must imprint, go ahead. Good, make sure you're not rocking the pelvis. Your arms might be able to reach even further back. Yeah, so keep reaching the arm a little bit more, but don't lose the ribs. Nice. And then if you're done with your 4, finish it off. If not, continue. Otherwise, bring your hands down, imprint, march one leg up, bring the other leg up. Okay, I have the legs sit bones width apart or hip bones width apart. They're not together. Then remember the position of the knees can be anywhere closer to you. If your back is a little bit off or away from you is going to be the most challenged. Let's go into a small imprint. Yeah, you see that? Imprint, my ribs go down, I connect the whole front of my body, and we're gonna go for single leg toe taps. Breathe out, scoop and lift the side of the leg that goes up, and then the leg goes back up. Good. Let's do 6, so this is 3. Lift, lift, lift that abdominal, lift. Don't let the back move. Remember, you don't need to go all the way down. Also, don't bend at the knee. The shape of the leg doesn't move. The hardest will be for you to reach further out, not closer to you. So keep that 90-degree shape. You're moving from the thigh and the knee away from you, not from your foot and toe. Okay, last one. Now let's try that exercise that we did, I don't know which class. Press against the knee. I'm gonna keep the further knee and hand connected. There, I want the knee to push back and the arm to resist. This side, we're gonna straighten the leg and reach the arm away and bring it back. Let's stay just on this side. Let's do 4. Scoop the abdominals. Keep pushing this knee here against the hand. Reach the opposites away. Keep the imprint on that side. Bring it back. Ooh, lots of work. 3, imprint the side that you're reaching. Press the knee against the hand that stays there. And think of going away from the body, not down. Away from the body, imprint. Lift the hip bones up. Good. And let's do the other side. So push this knee against the hand. Push. And then the opposite side. Start lifting the abdominals and connecting the ribs. Reach away, and then if you can go lower, you do it, but don't reach down. And in, and go. 3. If this is too much for you, bend the elbow and bring it closer to the body so you're not arching, okay? Good. So keep the connection of this knee that's bent. Keep both sit bones reaching forward. Don't lose alignment. Nice. Last one. My core is burning. Not sure about yours. Good. Go side to side. It's an awesome exercise. So I'm going to take that into the cross. So now I'm going to work obliques. Okay. Well, we were working obliques, but we'll work it a little bit more. So what we're going to do is the knees stay and the arms go to ceiling. Okay. We're going to do opposites. So I'm going to keep this arm closer to you and the opposite knee still. And then I'm going to reach the other opposite limbs away, go away, 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 and then lift this abdominal of the leg that goes straight, imprint that side, and then if you can lower, if not, bring it back in. Okay, so we're going opposites. And then reach one arm and the opposite goes away. So this arm and leg stays up to the ceiling, and then you bring it back. Okay? And then we reach opposites. This scapula and this hip stays. I lift and I imprint the side of the leg that's going away. I say imprint because I want you to work it harder. Reach opposites. Good. So now I'm even. What I want you to do is the sides that stay in, we're going to press them towards each other, and then we're going to reach and reach. So I'm pushing against this knee, now from the inside of the knee and reaching the other side. Straight arm, yeah? Lock the elbow and reach the leg and the arm opposite. Bring it back. And bring that arm in and reach the others. Reach. So keep reaching at a diagonal. Keep reaching as you lower. Keep imprinting the side of the leg that's straight out. Bring it back. I want a full breath out. Breath in to bring it back. Full breath out. Breath in to take it back. Last one. Or last 2. I love this core work. And go. Yay! Hug your knees. Nice work. I can do this for like 2-3 hours. All right. March it down. That everybody looked really good. Yeah, nice work. And I want to do a little bit of side to side because of the side work we're going to be doing today. Okay, we still have plenty of time. Good. Okay, so what we're going to do is, legs go back down. We're going to crunch here. And we're going to go side to side. So I want you to reach this arm towards your heel. And what I want you to do is lift the rib cage, shift it to the other side so you can reach. And then come back and you do the same thing to the other side. The pelvis and the legs stay still. And the movement is only coming from the waist up. Okay? Like those plastic dolls. The pelvis and the hips don't move. So, if you need to support your head, crunch up, take the hand to one side of the head and reach, come back and switch, come back and switch. Okay? The reason why we try to do away with the hand is because we want to strengthen the front of the neck that keeps your head up. So try to do as many as you can without the hand. When your neck gets tired, then you pull. Now, don't shift the head forward. Tuck the chin, lengthen the back of the neck, and let's try to go for 10. So chin in, hold that peach, and go. Shift the rib to the opposite side, try to touch the heel, and bring it in, and go. Scoop and lift the abdominal, pelvis is in neutral, 4. Don't rotate, Simone. Don't rotate, you're staying completely parallel to the ground. 5, 6, I'm gliding my back on the floor and I'm not rotating. 7, okay. 8, crunch higher if you can, neutral pelvis. 9 and 10, or something close to that. Even it out if you need to, and bring it in. Woo! Nice work, ladies. Okay, so let's start our workout. I'm gonna skip the bridges for now because we're going to do the opposite exercise. So from here, I'm gonna have you guys rotate to the side, okay? And I was gonna start you up on your elbows. Everybody warm enough to be in this position?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So if you cannot be in this position, come lower, okay? This probably won't be even better if you have wrist or shoulder problems. Come down and then try to do what you can. We're going to be lifting the pelvis, so it's going to be a little bit harder in any of the positions you can't work your arms. But what you can do is as we lift the lower hip, just try to work the upper one, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side, okay? You can do clams. Actually, just do the clams if you need to be here. Otherwise, for the rest of us, Dali, can you put your on silent? Hold on. I think everybody's muted, right? Okay, so let's lay on the side, and then let's go. Yeah, Dasha is okay. Mute all. I'm hearing some funny noises. I'm not sure where it's coming from. Okay, you got it here. Okay, so on your side, I got you. You're good. All right, so we're on the elbow if we can. Press, lift, and control this. We're going to bend the bottom leg, and the top leg is going to stay here for some support. Now watch this. Elbow under shoulder, press and lift. So sink this shoulder into the joint, okay? Like somebody's punching it in, and this is where I need you to be. As you do that, look what happens to my waist and ribs. Comes up. Okay, so lift everything. And almost, if the core is working here, you could almost lift the elbow up. You don't have that much weight on the shoulder and the elbow. Your weight is on your core here. Now, keeping the leg here and this one here, we're gonna lift up and down. So I have this foot almost under this knee. We're gonna go up with the hip and down. So try to keep your hips stacked. Yeah, if you need to bring the leg forward a little bit to stack better, go for it. Let's try to go 8 to 10. So squeeze and lift. Guess what's also working? My waist and my ribs under my armpit. Push up and down. 2 and down. Good. 3 and down. 4. If you need it harder, take that knee back. Okay, so now that we know where we're going, if you prefer to be back here, this is going to be much harder. Both thighs together. 6 and down. 7 down. Let's stop at 8. 8 and down. Come down. I'm going to give you a break in between. Bring the arm down, lay here, okay? And we're going to lift just the leg. So lift that leg, reach, get that mouse hole, yeah? For those of you who have been doing this with me for a while, you know what that is. Make sure hips are stacked, lengthen the leg as far as you can so that mouse hole stays. Let's go up and down here. 1, 2, 3, keep reaching away. So look, there's no bend on my shirt. 4, so I'm not moving from the waist. I'm only moving from here. 5, your toes slightly rotated down if you need to. 6, really feel the side of the glutes. 7, abs tight. 8, if you're not feeling, rotate the toe down more. 9 and 10. Bring it down. Let's come back up on the elbow, and we're going to combine both movements, okay? So press and reach. Again, knee in line with the front thigh or all the way to the knee forward is going to give you different options. Reach the leg. Good. And we're going to go up, hold, lift the leg, lower the leg, and come down. All right? So anywhere from 6 to 8. Press into the elbow, pull the shoulder down and go. Lift, lift, down and down. And go 2. Lift, lift, down and down. Keep going. Options if you want to. Lift, lift, down and down. If you cannot use your arm, you can also be here, okay? Keep going. So you can do this if you can't be on your elbows. I lost count. 8. Good? Okay, so we're going to go up and hold up. If you can't, go down into your arms. And we're going to do just the upper leg. So tuck your pelvis a little bit more. Press into the elbow, lift the core. Now lift the hip all the way through. Stay here and let's go 10. 9. It's a lot of work. 8. You can stay down on your head. That's fine. 7. 6. 5. Toes slightly rotated down. 3. Don't rotate the body though. 2 and 1. Woo-hoo! Good job. Lay on your back. Cross that leg. Relax the head and the shoulder on the mat. Pull and stretch. Good. Come back on the side. I'm going to finish off with some circle just to get some mobility into the hip joint. So now head is down. If you want to get more advanced on this one, yeah, you can be up here. You can also do the circles up here if you want to continue with that work. I'll give you all the options here, here. If you need a break on the head and shoulders or cannot use the arm, this is fine as well. So the legs are going to come slightly in front of your body. You can still keep the bottom leg bent if you need to. All right, I'm going to come up into this option here. I'm going to lift my waist and work from here. Then leg comes up, hips are stacked. Okay, hand in front of you for support. I'm not lowering down here. So this ear, lift it up to the ceiling, lift the waist and the hips, and you're floating. There's no weight on my hand. And let's go forward, up and back. 2, feel free to stay down. 3, keep lengthening. 4, 5, we'll do 6 and then we reverse it. This is 6 and go back, breathe out, back up, breathe in, forward, down. 2, 3, keep lifted. 4, 5, well, nice job everyone, and 6. Good, come down and rest. We're gonna roll into the belly. So come into the belly and we're gonna do a combination of still gonna work the glutes with some back extensions, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is start working the same leg we were working. So the stop leg we were working is the leg we're gonna work here on the belly, all right? Now, you're gonna come down, you're gonna make a pillow with your hand and rest the forehead. And the leg that was working, which is the one that's closer to you, it's going to reach and I'm going to lift. Now what I'm trying to do is, notice there's no movement on my pelvis or low back, so I'm not dropping the back to lift the pelvis. Let's adjust. Lift the abdominals off the mat. Lengthen the tailbone. Don't tuck it. Just lengthen it all the way back. Keep the pubic bone on the mat, the ribs on the mat. You're going to lengthen that leg that was working and you're going to try to float it up by lifting the abdominals with it so there's nothing going on the low back. Let's go for 10. Make a pillow with your hands, rest the forehead. Breathe in to lengthen, breathe out. Scoop and lift the abdominal and float that leg up, reaching back. Don't bend at the knee. 2, 3. Nice, keep the abdominals working. 4. Shoulders and elbows are wide, neck is long. 6. So you're keeping the longest body you can. 7, try to get that leg up higher each time, but don't move the back. 8, the abdominals lift. 9, woo, my butt's burning. 10, reach. Okay, we're bending that knee and the other knee will give you some comfort there. And now we're lifting that leg this way, okay? If you prefer to keep the other leg down, go ahead, it gives you more support. This is a little bit harder. So scoop the belly, now really reach the tailbone long. Don't tuck it too much, otherwise you won't be able to lift the leg. So scoop the belly, keep the tailbone lengthened, and let's go. That same leg straight up and down with the heel. Make sure you're not rotating the pelvis so the hip bones are reaching to the mat. 3, 4, 5. Keep the other side pressing to the mat. 6, 7. Lift the abdominals. 8. Keep those sit bones long. 9, 10. And relax it down. Aha, yes, I can feel that. Good. Stay here. Wherever your hands are under your forehead, we're going to come up into extension this way. So press the forehead into the hand so it helps you lengthen the back of the neck. Don't lift with the hand. On the contrary, you're pressing down into the hand. Shoulders and elbows as wide as you can. Okay, abs tight, lengthen the tailbone, legs pressed down. So we're not really lifting beyond the ribs. Lengthen the body, breathe out, go. 1. Keep the body long, go. 2. Feel both sides of the spine working. 3. Lengthen and come up lengthening. Don't shorten anything. 4. 5, longest body you can. Lift the abdominals with you. 6, the elbows are reaching to the opposite walls in your room. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great job, relax down. Good. So from here, we're going to come up into a push-up position. And we're going to do the same push-up we did, 2 classes ago. So we're going to come up into the knees. You're going to lift the leg we were working, and you're going to keep it there. And we're going to do anywhere between 6 to 10 push-ups here with that leg lifted, okay? Remember that your core needs to work harder. The core on the side of the leg that's working needs to work harder, so keep it. If you need to keep the knee bent, is fine. If you need to keep it on the ground, is fine. For those of you who cannot do push-ups, you can do opposite leg and arm reach on the floor, laying down. Shoulders down, lift, okay? Leg goes up, lengthen, scoop the belly. It doesn't need to go very high, it needs to go long until you feel the glutes working. Let's go. Keep the elbows wide. Try to bring your chest and nose to the ground in front of you and push. Notice it's not down here. My chest is shifting forward. My elbow is all the way down to my waist. Just go as far as you can. Where's my scapula stability? So lift the ribs, lift the abdominals, keep the ribs and the abdominals lifted as you come down. My elbows going slightly to the side, 45 degrees. Yeah, stay lifted through that core. And don't let the hip of the standing leg shift to the side. So squeeze that hip in. I hope you're counting. 5, 6, 7, keep that body really long. Pull that belly button in. 8, keep that rib lifted. 9, and 10. Yeah, that was a lot of work. Toes together, knees apart, stretch. So round the pelvis, take your back, press the chest, keep the arms really reaching for you to get that stretch. You should feel your chest and the lats working. Roll up. Stretch your arm real quick, and then we're gonna take everything to the other side. Hopefully I can remember. Other arm. Nice. Okay. We got the other side. So let's go into our elbows. Try to bypass this bridge I have here. Okay, so let's get that body really settled. Knees are bent in front of me, press into the elbows, shoulder down. For those of you who have the arm down, you can just do that upper leg work, right? Press, lift the ribs, lift the abdominals, and straighten that top leg. Remember that hip up and down from here is going to be gentler. The further back you go and the more aligned the thighs are, it's more work. Okay, so press and press. We did 8 of these. Keep pressing to the elbows. Keep the whole inner part of the foot anchored, and let's go. 1, press. So I'm lifting from the hips, from the waist, from the ribs, and even from my armpits and down. 2, and down. 3, and slowly down. Tuck your pelvis a little bit. 4, there should be no pressure. Really connect to the front and lengthen to the back. 5, 6, 7, good. 8. Let's go down and take a break on that arm. And let's lift just that top leg. So remember, you can be here, you can be here, and you can be back here. Any of these arm conditions. I was here on the other one, I'm gonna be here again. So my body's in a long line, I'm lifted to the waist and the armpit, flex the foot, and let's go 1. Lengthen long, lift from here to lengthen 2. So this is my inactive side. I have to rotate my toes a bit more so I can really feel that work connect. Otherwise I don't. 5. Stay long. And I need to tuck a little bit more so I can get even more connection. 6. So if you don't feel one side, keep tweeting till you feel it. 8. 9. And 10. Good. Let's bring it down. Oops, let's bring it back up, what I'm saying. And let's combine both. So now we're going to go hip lift, leg lift. Press, press, and let's go. Lift, lift, down, and down. We're going to do 10, and then we're going to stay up and do 10. And go 2. Lift, down, and down. Lift from the hip, the waist, and the rib. 3. Press into the elbow. Good. 4. Nice. Keep this connection. 5. Press into the elbow to help you start lifting. Nice job. 6. This is an option too, okay? With the leg not so bent, not straight. 8. Rasha, if it's hurting, stay down and just do the leg lift. 9. Yes, exactly. Just the leg lift. And 10, let's stay up. Press, connect, tuck. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep that upper body working. 5, 4, 3, abs, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Good. Let's take that quick break into your back. Stretch either leg. The bottom leg was working really hard. We're going to go back to the side after this quick stretch and do leg circles. Good. I feel like I need to stretch the side too. Ooh, that bottom leg was working hard for me. All right, let's do our leg circles. So back into the side. My hair is getting messy. Okay, so let's lengthen both legs, bring it slightly forward. We're gonna lift that top leg, Lengthen, lengthen, bringing that waist off the ground. Stack the pelvis. So squeeze the back butt and let's go for 6 circles. Front, up, reach back without arching and down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, forward and up. Breathe out, back. And let's reverse for the next 6. Breathe out, back, up, forward. 2, 3. Keep that bottom waist lifted. 4, 5, and 6. And bring it down. Nice work. Okay, onto the belly we go, and we do everything we did on the other side to this leg. So we went up and down for 10, and then we were here for 10, right? Okay, so let's find a body position. Pillow with your hand, forehead resting, lift the abdominals and lengthen the tailbone like you want to touch your big toes. My legs are hip width apart, sit bones width, okay? So they're in line with my sit bones, sorry. And then I'm gonna lengthen that leg, lift the abdominal and lift the leg and down. So no movement here. This is just core control. Reach, keep reaching like you wanna float. Do not bend your knees. So lift the kneecap up and then lengthen through the glute fold and the hamstring. 4. The pelvis is completely stable, not rotating. 5. Good job. 6, lengthen, then lift. Don't let the hip bones rotate. 7, 8, breathe in to lengthen, breathe out, keep lengthening, lift. 9, 10, lots of core work, everybody. Good, I don't see anybody's low back moving, that's awesome. Bend the knees, flex the feet. Remember the opposite leg can stay down if you need more stability. And scoop the abdominal, lengthen that tailbone, and from here, don't let the hips rotate. Lift and down. The abdominals have to work hard so your back doesn't collapse. That's why you're going too high and your low back is moving. So I need 200% ab work. Go. 2, and down. Keep the leg in alignment with the sit bone. Don't let your feet or the upper or the knee come out to the side. 5, don't let your leg move, your knee move outside your hip. 6, even if you can barely lift, that's fine. 7, 8, full breath out to lift, hold, and down. 9, lift the abdominals, full breath out, lift, hold, down, and 10. Woo! Yeah, that's so cool. Excellent job, everyone. All right, let's do our back extension. So we're gonna keep the hand under the forehead, tuck the chin, lengthen, push the forehead into the hand, lengthen the legs, lift the abdominals, and up we go. Keep lengthening the body when you come up. I don't know if you remember which hand was up last time, I'm sorry, but try to switch the hands if you can. 2, 3, nothing is moving except we're trying to reach that chest forward and up. 4, lift the abdominals with you. Shoulders down, try to squeeze your scapulas a little bit. 5, if you can keep your scapulas connected, great. The elbows are reaching away from the body. The shoulders are wide, that's more important than squeezing scapula. 8, keep reaching your elbows to the opposite side of the room along with the shoulder. And 10. Good. Nice job. Stay there for a second, just catch your breath. We're gonna come up for our push-ups with that leg straight up. Okay? So curl your toes in, hands next to your chest, Push up into that all four position. You can bring the knees in. The knees further out is always harder. Shoulder down. Good. And then we're going to reach the leg that we were working out. Lift the abdominals, lift the ribs, reach the leg, align the hip bones to face the floor, shoulders away from the ear, try to push away from the floor, stabilize the scapula, and then you go down and up. For those who can't come up again, just keep doing the leg if that works for you, okay? If you can't move the arms at all. Otherwise, you can do arms and legs this way maybe, okay? And go. Try to go for your 10. Bend and push. The rib cage is reaching up to the ceiling and that scapula is wrapped around your rib cage. Elbows are going out back, not next to you so much, but not to the side, Rasha. Elbows don't go here, otherwise your shoulders go up. Elbows go back. A little bit of a bend is enough. It's fine. I don't know, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Toes together, knees apart, stretch back. Good. Come back down into the belly. Let's end it with swimming. We don't need to do swimming with the arm if you don't want to, okay? If you can keep your hands here, you can do just the legs. You can keep the arms here and do just the legs. Otherwise, you're going to keep the arms in front and do both, okay? Do what's available for you today. So, in this position, good. I like my sit bones hip width apart, not sit bones width. It can be even wider. The arms are in a wide V, but just wider than your shoulder, yeah? Not too wide and not too narrow, otherwise you're going to compress the shoulder joint. Tuck your chin, lengthen the back of the neck, lift the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone, and let's just do it one step at a time first. So I'm going to lift the leg closer to the camera and the opposite arm. So I'm first going to lengthen them away from my body, and then I float them up and down. Other ones, press these down, reach the opposites, lift and down. And the abs are tight. Feel both sides of the bottom ribs pressing into the mat and the pelvis not rotating from side to side. The abdominals are lifted, the back is lengthening with the rest of the body, and your entire torso is completely stable, okay? Now, if you can, reach, and instead of coming down, you're gonna switch. Your head is floating. Don't try to keep your head on the mat, it's floating. So switch, lengthen, switch, find that stability, it's super core. Then you lift your head a little bit more. Your head comes up a bit more, yes. And your arms go wider. Widen your arms more. Good. And let's continue to swim, either on the floor or off the floor. Go, we have 30 seconds. Lengthen the body, it's about getting it long. Bend the elbows if your shoulders are really tight, or widen the arms a little bit more. Keep going. Keep lifting the abdominals. Pubic bone and ribs are really stable. Lengthen the back of the neck and the crown of the head. Find stability. Good, 5 seconds. And relax down. Woo! Make a pillow with your hand. Breathe to the belly. Good, let's come up and do a child's pose if it's okay. If not, you can continue stretching on your belly, so toes together, knees apart. And then for the back stretch, round the pelvis and try to first bring your heels, your butt to the heels first. Okay, so get that anchored. And then keep that butt to the heel and then reach the arms in the chest. If you don't want to reach it, keep the arms bent, pushing you back. So in this one for the back stretch, you're pushing back to stretch the back. And then you're coming down however you want. Breathe into your back. So think of breathing into the low back. Give me 3 more breaths. Okay, and then I'm gonna come up and we're gonna go into the pigeon stretch. Feel free to go into your back and do the number 4. Otherwise, bring one leg forward. Adjust however you want. Keep this foot flexed and take the leg wherever you want. Then adjust the pelvis in line with the floor. Come down as much as you want, hands in front of you, and give me 5 breaths here. Take your time coming down. On your back, number 4 is also fine. Okay, any knee pain, just bring the foot in a little bit more, okay? And lean to the leg that you're stretching if you're too tight. Otherwise, your aim is for the pubic bone to be aligned down. And as you breathe out, come down slowly. Breathe out to release and increase the stretch. Good. When you're done with those 5 to 6 breaths, you can switch legs. Stay as long as you need to, okay? And then the other leg goes back, adjust the pelvis. Good. Open up the leg only as comfortable. Flex the foot to protect the knee. And then come down. Keep the side that you're stretching actually reaching back. Try to keep the sit bone reaching back and you're going to get a nice stretch even. If you're really tight and it hikes up, then it changes the stretch, yeah? So it's long and you come down. Nice. When you're done, swing the legs around. Let's just do a side stretch here, however you want, because we worked a lot of the side of the body. So the same stretch we did in the beginning of the class. Go up, go to the side. I'm not going to pick. Just kind of reach and stretch as much as you want. The rib cage is reaching to the ceiling. The sit bone is anchored, and the arm, it's locked and reaching away. If you're here, you're not going to get the full stretch. So reach. This arm, for me, look how I'm pushing. I'm pushing myself away and it gets a deeper stretch. Watch the shoulders, keep the arms slightly in front of you if you need to, but don't lift from the shoulder. And then come back when you're ready and the other one. Reach, keep reaching up, arm is down, and then I use my arm to push myself that way, arm reaches long, shoulders wide, and you breathe through here. Keep that sit bone nice and anchored. Lock that elbow and reach it away. Ear to the ceiling. Yeah. We did it. Woo! Nice work, everyone. That was amazing. Good job. Sorry about the Zoom glitch. I don't know. I think it's because I'm doing that course. Somehow I have to reset it.